Hello, everybody. So, I am going to be going over the human brain for my anatomy and physiology class. So, come along with me. So, things that we will discuss. We're going to discuss the cerebrum and its main five lobes, the brainstem, the cerebellum, and the diencephalon. So, first is we're going to talk about the lobes of the cerebrum. First is the frontal lobe. So, the frontal lobe is located in the front of the brain. So, if you look to the right at the image, I have it labeled for you. The function of the frontal lobe is it controls important higher level cognitive skills, such as abstract thought, explicit memory, mood, motivation, foresight and planning, decision making, emotional control, social judgment, voluntary motor control, and speech production. Next is the parietal lobe. So it is located at the uppermost part of the brain. So I have it labeled on the left for you. The function is it is responsible for receiving and interpreting signals of the general senses. So the taste, the somatic sensation, sensory integration, visual processing, spatial perception, language processing, and numerical awareness. The next one is the occipital lobe. So it is located the rear end of the brain. So I have it labeled on the right as number 3. The function is the visual control center of the brain. So it is responsible for visual awareness and the visual processing. Number 4 is the temporal lobe. So it is located on the lateral and horizontal, and it's deep to the temporal bone. I have it labeled on the left as number 4. Its function is it controls hearing, smell, emotion, learning, language comprehension, memory consolidation, verbal memory, visual and auditory memory. Next is the insula. So it is located deep to the lateral sulcus. It is not visible from the surface, but I did label it where it can be found. It'll be behind this number 5 area, more in between the frontal lobe and the temporal lobe. But its function is responsible for taste, pain, visceral sensation, consciousness, emotion, empathy, and cardiovascular homeostasis. So next is the brainstem and the cerebellum. I do have these numbered for you. So as I go along, you can locate them in the middle image. Number 1 is the pons. So the pons, it contains nuclei that is responsible for sleep, respiration, and posture. Number 2 is the medulla oblongata. So that is located inferior to the pons. So it contains nuclei to regulate the heartbeat, regulate blood pressure, and regulates breathing. And number 3 is the midbrain. So that's going to be kind of a little above the pons, a little to the right. It functions as a relay station between the higher brain centers of the brainstem. 4 is the cerebellum, so it is responsible for coordination of the skeletal muscle functions such as balance, posture, complex movements, and speech. Last is the diencephalon. So the diencephalon includes the thalamus and the hypothalamus. The thalamus directs sensory impulses to the appropriate region of the cerebrum. The hypothalamus functions as the link between the nervous system and the endocrine system due to it controlling the pituitary gland. Also, it contains nuclei responsible for maintaining homeostatic functions. So that includes thermoregulation, hunger and thirst, and sleep cycles. Thank you for your time, and I hope you really enjoyed this presentation.